Hello, today I'm going to show you a really cool integration between MuleSoft and ABBYY Vantage. Now, this is a very simple flow and very simple to develop in these mature applications. So what you see in front of us is our Anypoint Studio so that we can develop the flow. And this flow is pretty simple. We have our listener, which is the way to invoke this process. That can happen through a multitude of other options. But today it's just that we have an API listener that we're going to invoke this process. Once that process is invoked, you can see here, we're just going to kind of make sure that as part of the post to MuleSoft, we get some file details and those sorts of things. So we're going to store those in variables. Then we're going to go to ABBYY Vantage and say, hey, give me a token. And then we're going to store that token in a variable. And we will use that token then in this next activity to upload the file to Vantage. So a very simple flow, but our goal here is to get a document from a source application through MuleSoft to ABBYY Vantage. The way that we're going to invoke this listener today is through Postman. So a pretty simple way that we want to call it and invoke it, but this would obviously be a multitude of options. But what I'm going to click is our send button. When I click the send button, you will see that part of my MuleSoft flow was to return the transaction ID. This transaction ID is the ABBYY Vantage transaction ID. So then we can store that and we can save that in our flow here in other variables. So we have a lot of options here on what we do with that data. But that's our goal, is we're going to upload that file to Vantage, and as part of that response, we're going to provide the transaction ID to the caller. If we look on the ABBYY Vantage side, what we'll see here is that we now have a document that is available for our review. And of course, we can open it, we can work it in manual review. Ideally, documents don't even go to manual review. So the part of this flow would obviously be not just passing the document and getting the transaction ID, but also parsing the details of the document so that either in JSON or other standard formats that our consumer application requires, we then have all of the details, all the field level details off of that document that we can use to kind of transform and transpose over to the caller application. So a very cool way to use mature technology to pass information through, in this case, Vantage APIs, and get that information and parse that and make sure the calling application is updated. And the cool part is here is that it's just a very simple series of steps where we're asking ABBYY Vantage for the token. And of course, we're uploading files. And then eventually we may even read the results from Vantage here as part of this flow. So just want to give you a glimpse of how we set up this integration.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, would you do me a favor and click the like button, the subscribe button, and even click that notification bell so that you can be notified when we post new videos. Thank you.